Right. Now, let's get started. So last session, we were working with operator programs. Okay. So I've dropped a small PDF of 10 operator programs. Give them a go. The logic would be same for all of them. There will not be much change in it. Yeah, we are going to discuss two more programs on operators. One model I would like to suggest at a base level. So once we go through it, then we are done with operators. We can move ahead to conditional statements. Okay. And conditional statements, we'll discuss five programs in conditional statements. The rest of them will give you as practice. You will have the solution as well. Check that out. That will be very useful to you. Try it on your own because for the entire session, like the session durations has been increasing. So let's go with quality over quantity. Okay. Instead of doing 100 programs, let us do 10 programs properly. That 10 programs will help you to solve that 100, 200,000 programs. Okay. So let's go with quality over quantity. Right. So we have these 10 questions here in operators. You can give them a small look. Okay. Now, let us say we are into this last two, three programs we have. Okay. Let us discuss these three programs that we have here. Okay. Done. So let us go with the first one. You see, we need to write a program to convert the given number of days into years, weeks, and days. What do we have to do? We need to convert the given number of days into years, weeks, and days. So the user will give us some number as you can see in the sample input here. Okay. So as you can see here in the sample input, they are entering the number of days and we need to split that number of days into years, weeks, and days. Okay. So if we have 375, so 365 days is equal to 1 year and remaining 10 days, we have 1 week and the remaining are 3 days we have. So in that way, 1329 we have. You split that into years, you will have 3 years and you will split that into weeks. Okay, 7 days group, you will have 33 weeks and the remaining will be 3 days with you. Okay, so that is how it is going to be. So now what we need to do, the user will give us some input. We need to convert that into years, weeks, and days. But there is a constraint. Sir, what are these constraints? Okay. Once you start preparing for company written exams, in all the platforms, you will see constraints. Constraints are restrictions or extension of your question. Okay. Additional limits. So what they are doing is in order to avoid the confusion, the year that we have to take, generally years all they will not have 365 days. We also have a year which will have 366 days. So in order to avoid that confusion, they told that consider non-leap years. We need to consider every year as a non-leap year. Now, how can we come up with this conclusion? Okay, I'll tell you the answer is pretty easy. Let's do that. If you are thinking that we will go with multiplication, we can do something opposite of it. Okay, that would be very easy. So let me show that to you. So we have 1, 3, 2, 9. Okay, take this 1329. I need to know how many years are there. Okay, so we have 3 years. Instead of multiplying 365 with 3, okay, that is which is very difficult, we can do the opposite. We can do division. So what I'll do is I'll divide 1329 with 365. Okay, so what it is going to give me, it will go with 3. 3 is a I'll get some 1095 or something. So 900 is 150 again, and yeah, 1095 we will get, right? So why can't I go with 4? Because if you add one more 4, that will simply get into 1400 something. Okay, so we cannot go with 4s. So 3 you can get. So that is nothing but your years you have. Okay, so 3 years. If you divide the given number with 365, you will get the multiple of it. Okay, that is nothing but the number of years. Number of multiples of 365, which are present. You will get that by using division. Okay, the operator. Now, once we are done, you see, we do not want the weeks, the number of sevens in 1329. In the remaining days, for example, you see 375 days, we don't have only 1 week. After removing that 1 year, we have 10 days. In that 10 days, we only have 1 week. So we need to find the remaining weeks in that remainder. So how can we get the remainder? Okay, we use modulus to get the remainder. So what is the remainder for this? What is the remainder for this? We'll have 4 and we'll have 3 and we'll have 2, 234. Okay. So now we need to get the multiples of 7. So divide that with 7. Okay. So 7, how many is? 7 33s, you will have 231. And once you subtract it, you will have 3 days left. So we have 33 weeks and 3 days. Let me do this once again. Take any number, you do it, you will get the same thing. For example, we'll go with 375 here. Okay. Yeah, same thing. 365. So here is a pro tip. Whenever you're trying to understand a question, take a simple example. One pro tip, while understanding, take simple example. Okay, you don't have to go with okay, some fancy number, 2,300, 3,000 something. Take 375. Take simple example. Okay, that will help you a lot. Now, 365 once, 365. What's the remainder? 10. Again, multiples of 7 we need. 7 once, 7. What's the remainder? 3. So 1 year, 1 week, 3 days. That's it. 1 year, 1 week, 3 days. Now, I will give you one number. I want you to divide that into years, weeks, and days. Okay. Let's go with 1500. Give me the years, weeks, and days. Use your pen and paper. That's the first thing. How to master programming? Do it mathematically on a piece of paper or in your mind. Okay. Then try to translate that into your code. Do it mathematically in your mind. Then try to translate that into code. How many years? How many weeks? How many days we have? How many years? Very good, very good, very good. Getting a lot of responses. Yes, 4 years. Next, 5 weeks and 5 days. Let's verify that. Okay. Let's verify that. Yeah, that, let's verify it. Now, what's the number I have given you? 1500. Now, how to get the number of years? Divide with 365. So, as you said, 365 fours, I think, right? So, 365 fours. Tell me the number. 365 fours. 365 fours. Okay, 1460. Done. So what's the remaining we have? 40. These are the remaining days after converting it into years. So we got 4 years. Now for this number, what should I do? I should divide that with 7. So 7, how much? 7 fives are 35. So 5 weeks. Okay. And how many days left? 5 days. Right. Very good. So you have completed this as a math problem. Now, in order to teach the machine, okay, can you give me the translation of it? We will be taking n as input. That's okay, fine. Can you convert this into a formula? Can you convert this into a formula? Give me a formula for years. Give me a formula for weeks. Give me a formula for days calculation. Years, weeks, and days. Give me a formula for it. Try to convert that. You have learned about arithmetic operators. That is your hint. Right, we got the first formula, but it's a bit wrong. Check it out once. Okay. Whatever you're seeing in front of you, whatever math you're seeing, convert that into programming. Convert that into programming. Is it still wrong? Check it out once. Uh, yes, we got one person who gave correct answer. Yes, two. Correct. So number of days divided by 365 will give you the years. So first one is sorted. Number of days, you see, 1500 divided by 365 we are doing now, then only we'll get that 4, 3 or something. Okay, so ES is done. Now, what about the next one? So for the next one, we need to get this number. This number. What is the value of that number? How can we get that number first in order to do it? See, we need to get this number. How to get it? For that, we have to divide that with 7. No, not ES by 7. ES would be 4 now. 4 by 7, if you do, 0 point will be there. Right, very good, very good. Modulus. First, we should get this number. So first, n modulus 365. Right, we'll get the remainder. We'll get the number. And for this, double forward slash 7. That's it. Okay, we'll have the coefficient. Now again, same thing. N modulus 365, that is still that 40. Now you want the remainder when you divide that with 7. That's it. That's how you will create formulas. That's how you will convert the math. Okay. You see, in future, there are n number of combinations for equation. Ultimately, basic mathematics, you need to figure it out. You need to convert that into code. That's it. So let us do that. So n is equal to int of input. I'm going to take the input number from the user. So I can write it as enter days. So I'll take the input number of days. Once I have taken the days, what I need to do, I need to calculate years. I need to calculate weeks. I need to calculate remaining days. Okay, done. So what is the formula for year? If I divide the given number of days by 365, I'll be getting the remaining, sorry, the number of years in it. Now, after dividing, I want to get the remaining number of days. First, let's do that. So after dividing with 365, the remaining days will be the remainder. So I can get that by using modular division. For this, I have to divide that with 7. Okay, done. Now what's the next part? Same thing for the remaining number of days. When we got that by dividing with 365, I want to get the remaining number of days when I divide that with 7. That's it. Same, whatever mathematics that you did, converting them into a Python formula. Now print it. So you got the result. You just need to display it. So I'll go with years column. Okay. So let us use a F string. So write F. Wherever you have these curly braces, directly write the variable name inside of it. Days. Here we'll write, okay, days. I forgot weeks, I guess. Weeks. Okay. So let's keep weeks. Done. So years we have, days we have, weeks we have. Okay, this is an F string. So start with an F and use curly braces wherever you keep those curly braces. Whatever variable name you keep inside of it, okay, it is going to display the value. Now let's test it. Let's test our code. Let's see whatever we have written is true or not. If we are getting any errors, we'll resolve. It's asking me to enter the number of days. I'll enter 1500. Now press enter. You see 4 years, 5 weeks, and 5 days. Now let's run it again. 375. Okay. 1 year, 1 week, and 3 days. Let's run it again. 1329. 3 years, 33 weeks, 3 days. Okay. That's it. Programming is that simple. Take an input, take some input data, perform some operations on the data, display the output. Moving forward, those operations are going to be a bit difficult. You might have seen searching, sorting, or some other logic. Okay, there can be multiple logics grouped together, decision making, loops, etc., and also. But the base remains the same. Understand the question, prepare proper steps to it. First, if you are able to answer that on a piece of paper, that's it. You got the output there. You just need to execute it. Okay, that's all you have to do, nothing else. Done. Right. Now, the next question also follows the same format. Okay, but here the denominations they change to hours, minutes, and seconds. I hope you guys are capable of generating a formula for this. Can you give me the formula quickly for this? This is also same model. Same model. Can you give me the formula for this? Can you give me the formula for this? To try to understand the question, then answer it. It's very easy. Exact carbon copy of the previous question. Same model, exact carbon copy. Yes, very good. We got the hours formula. Instead of 365, how many seconds are there in an hour? Okay. 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds and 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. So 60 into 60, that is 3600. Right? Not modular division, that is floor division. Yes, very good. We got the hours formula. Now, what about minutes? What about minutes? As I told you, try to visualize. Try to visualize. Let us say, let us say I have 4,000 seconds with me. Okay. In these 4,000 seconds, 3,600 seconds. How 3,600 seconds? 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. Okay. 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. So 1 hour is equal to 60 into 60. 3,600. So 3,600 ones are 3,600. So we have 1 hour and next we have 400 seconds. 400 seconds is equal to how much? How many minutes? Hours are done. How many minutes? Minutes means 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. Divide that with 60. Same thing. 6 you will get. Okay. 360. So 1 hour, 6 minutes, and how many seconds left? 400 minus 360, 40 seconds. So same formula. Divide the number of seconds with 3600. You will get hours. For that reminder, divide that with 60, you will get minutes. If you use the modular division for it, you will get seconds. Okay, same thing, same formula. Replace the 3600 with 365 with 3600, 7 with 60. That's it. You're good to go. Okay. Right. So let us see the visualization of this a little bit. Then we can go through the last program and we can end it. Let's see the visualization of it. Done. Let's see the question. You see, we need to convert the given days into years, weeks, and days. So sample inputs you have seen, right? 1329 is equal to 3 years, 3 weeks, and 3 days. And also this 375 is equal to 1 year, 1 week, and 3 days. Done. So let's explore the code, how it actually works. So now, given number of days, let us say I have entered 1329. So what did we do there? So we have divided that, okay, with 365. So what is the result of that particular line? N floor divided. Floor divided means only integer division. So what is n value? 1329. 1329 divided by 365, you'll be getting 3. Okay, right. So we have that stored inside years. Now, I want the remaining number of days after dividing with 365. So how you can get that? By using modulo division. So weeks is equal to n modulo divided by 365 divided by 7. Okay, if you are still finding it difficult to understand the formula, just practice it on a piece of paper, you will get a hang of it. Okay, 1329 modulus 365. So we will get the remainder after dividing with 365, that is 234. If you divide that with 7, you will get the number of weeks in it. Now, for the remaining number of days, what do we have to do? Same thing, days is equal to n modulus 365 divided by 7. Days is equal to that reminder that we had 234 modulus 7. So the remainder is 3. That's it. That's how easy it is. Execute line by line and you will be able to understand everything. So years is equal to, we'll have the years value printed there. Next, weeks is equal to the weeks variable will be printed. Days is equal to the days variable will be printed. That's it. That's how easy it is. Then, right. So I have one more example for this. Let's skip this because we guys understand it properly. Let's don't have it as a done. Now find the error in this code. Okay, let's get started with that. So we have an error in this code. You guys have 1 minute to figure it out. So 1 minute to figure it out. Go on, let's see who is very good at watching detective movies and all. Have 1 minute. Yes, describe it. Yeah, that single quote is a printing mistake. Don't worry about it. That single quote was a printing mistake. So first line, you don't have any error. First line, you don't have any error. First line, you don't have any error. Right, so last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Okay. So how many of you got it right? How many of you got it right? No semicolon. No semicolon. You see, here we have a small name error. Okay. If you observe the code properly, if you observe the code properly, okay, so it will give you, sorry, small mistake. So it is going to tell you the variable name has been a bit different. Okay, so we have big W there. We have small w here. Okay, so that is the error. We have uppercase and lowercase. Okay, so make sure you follow one single format throughout your defining of variables. So generally, we don't have to define them in uppercase, lowercase until and unless it's for a specific reason. Okay, that's it. That is the eighth question, right? Now let us see the last one. Let's see the last one. So last question is very important. I want you to, okay, give a crack at it, give a good go. You got the basics of coming up with the logic on your own. Let's see how many of you will come up with the logic. Now, program number 10. This is the last program in operator. Say hi to our penguin. Okay. So let's see. Here's the problem statement. We need to write a program to print the last digit and second last digit of a number. What do we have to do? We need to print last digit and second last digit. So see the first example. So first example, they have given us a number 87549. What is the last digit in that number? It is 9. What is the second last digit? It is 4. Now let's see second example. So we have 98257. What is the last digit in that number? 7. What is the second last digit in that number? 5. Okay. So I hope you understood the question a little bit. Given a number, find out the last digit and second last digit. Okay. Given a number, last digit and second last digit. So how can we get that info? How can we get that info? How can we get the last digit and second last digit? No, that's a number, na? We cannot like you only have to treat it as a number. If it was a list, then indexing would work. Okay, it's a number. So yeah, you should not do that. Like if you are dealing with numbers, learn how to make that logic work. Okay, so this is going to open a new model in our loop programs and all. So this is the important concept actually. So you should not find like you should not convert that into string and all. So this is a model. Okay, this is a good example to get started with a set of programs. Very good, very good. I see most of you know the answer. Some of you might be my students from my classes. Right. So you see here, the logic is pretty simple. Divide that with 10. Use floor division and modular division. You will get the answer. How? Let's see one example. Okay. So see here, we have our n value. N is 5, right? So we are executing it one single line. The answer will can get it. So last digit n modulus 10. So what is n value? Sorry, not this slide. Just a second. I need to show you the next one. Then we can get back to this. Right. Now see. So enter n value. So value of n I have entered is 98257. Right. Next step. It is stored inside my memory. There, variable assigned is n. Now, executing the second line, you can also store that inside two other variables and print them, or you can directly print them in your print statement. That is also fine. Now, see, last digit, now it is has to execute that n modulus 10. So what is the value of n? Okay, n value is 98257. 98257 modulus 10. If you divide 98257, okay, so with the 10, so 98250, you will be getting 98250. And what would be the remainder? The remainder is 7. What is 7? The last digit there, right? Done. So we got the first answer. Now, how can I get second last digit? How is that particular thing working? So the logic is pretty simple. Just like you are able to get the last digit from 98257, you can get the last digit from 9825 now, right? So where can you see that 9825? Can you see 9825 anywhere? I was able to get, I was able to get 7 from 98257. I was able to extract the last digit. How can I extract second last digit? How can I extract second last digit? Okay. I have to extract the second last digit. It will be easy if I can find 9825. I can simply extract the last digit of 9825. So here, if you observe, 9825 is present in the coefficient part. So let's see. So here, what we are doing, we are first dividing the n by 10. We are going to get that 9825 out of it. Okay, so that one will give us 9825, right? So that 9825, we are going to again divide that with 10, and that reminder will be our second last digit. Sir, what if I want to get the third last digit? Can you develop a formula based on whatever you have seen on screen? Can you develop a formula to get the third last digit? To get the third last digit? Because we will have fractional parts now, so we don't want them. All these are integers. No, I'm saying digit. So I should only get 5, not 5.2 or something. So that's why. Floor division instead of float division. A double forward slash. Can you create a formula to find third last digit? Third last digit. Give me the formula. Give me the formula. Third last digit. How to get third last digit? Third last digit. Yes, yes, yes. Very good, very good. So, but it's, yeah, it's not modulus. Last only you will get modulus. Okay. Sri Kavyasri got it right. Yes, Praveen also got it right. Yeah, Lakshmi also got it right. Right, correct, correct. Right. You just have a piece of paper with you, do some mind calculation or put it on paper. That's it. Logic is very easy. Okay. What did I tell you in the beginning? This is just a language to communicate with the machine. Okay. That's it. That is about the last question. Right? Done. So we are done with operator questions. We also have some more questions here. Okay. For example, we have conversion of temperature from degrees centigrade to Fahrenheit. Okay. Swapping of two numbers we have, and we have the use of these single functions type, ID, ORD, CHR, give them a go, and how to print the number of bytes. This will teach you how to import a module. Like every program is specifically designed to teach you something, some sort of error, some sort of printing technique, or some sort of model. Okay. So this would be good. Like if we had a good big session, so we would generally discuss all these questions in our course where we would generally discuss for 60 hours or so. For now, as we are not running on that much time, I think quality is better than quantity. So I would stop here. You can go ahead and try out these programs. The PDF is available in your materials section. Go ahead and try out this program. No, no, nothing wrong in that question. They are very intentional. Okay. Everything will teach you something. Every question, every program will teach you something new. Okay. I've developed this over a lot of years. So everything is correct. There's not even a single uh, character that is wrong here. So PDF is properly set. Check it out. You will understand what I was trying to say. So that's it. That's it about operator questions. I hope you understood this. Any doubt? Any doubt up to this point? That's it. We are done with operators. Any doubt up to this point? We are clear? We are clear? Any doubt? Any doubts? You want me to discuss anything again? You want me to discuss anything again? Done. So let's go ahead and get started with conditional statements. Okay, so let's see a little bit of theory. I'll be very quick on it. So once we are done with that, we can, once we are done with that, we can get started. Done. So let's talk about conditional statements, okay, or decision control statements. Let's see. So now, up to now, what we did was we have been executing from top to bottom. You see how a machine works. Try to think about it. Okay, be in the place of a machine. So we have written code in multiple lines. Okay, we have written code in first line, second line, third line, fourth line, fifth line. So it is going to execute everything from top to bottom. Top to bottom. Okay, that's what it is going to do. Now, in some situations, okay, you want some statements to be executed and some to be skipped. Let me give you a good example. So up to now, what we have been doing is we have been executing every statement line by line. But now what do we have to do? We need to make a decision. We need to teach some decision making skills to our machine. So let us say I have given you the number 5. Can you tell me what type of number it is? Is it an even number or is it an odd number? Is it an even number or is it an odd number? What's your answer? What's your answer? What do you think? What is 5? What's 5? See, 5 is an odd number. So what about 6? What about 6? What about 6? Right? You are saying it's an even number. Okay. You see, you had two choices. How many choices you had? You had two choices. I've given you a number. You have to decide, okay, one of those choice. You cannot simply say even odd. For example, if I write a program, I hope you all remember the program definition. Can you quickly post it? What is meant by a program? What is a program? What's the single line definition of a program? What's the single line definition of a program? You can find the materials in the group description. There is a drive link. Okay, do check it out. Program is a set of instructions. So first line, if you are taking n value, okay. Second line, if you are printing it as even. Third line, if you are printing it as odd, okay. So what will happen? It is going to print even or odd because program is a set of instructions. All the instructions have to be present. This even instruction has to be present. This odd instruction has to be present. But if they are executed one by one, okay, for every number, I'll get both the answers. I'll get every number as even and odd as well. Okay, but we don't want that to happen. We only want one of these statements to execute, either one or two, either even or odd. So in order to do that, we use decision control statements. We are going to control these statements. based on a decision, based on a condition. So we call them as conditional statements, or we call them as decision control statements. We decide the flow of the sequence of our instructions. And how do we do that? We do that by using if else, if else, and so on, right? So let's see. We have these four decision control statements. We have simple if, we have if else, we have if, elif else, we have nested if. We also have the advanced stuff in everything. Okay. You see, programming is an ocean. No one knows 100% of any programming language. Okay. Maximum knowledge you can get, even from the creator, would be 30-35%, because every day some new things are being added in it. Okay, a lot of other fun stuff is happening. So yeah, so we'll talk about the advanced part later on. You can explore that later on. For now, coming to if statement. Yes, I'll give you simple formula to remember them. Okay, you will also recognize them in the way. So whenever you only have one choice to make, you will use the if statement. When you have two choices, okay, you will use the if else. When you have more than two, more than two, you will be using if elif, and nested is nothing but we are going to keep a if else inside another if else. Okay, so if one single condition was true, we are going to go ahead and ask other conditions there. Okay, right. So for now, remember, pretty simple. If for one choice, if else for two choices, if elif else for more than two choices that we have. Okay, assuming you all had some previous experience with decision control statements, we are going to go a little bit faster in this. Now we have something called as indentation. I want you to give it a good read. We have six lines here. Go through them. I'll again get back to you in 30 seconds. Right? Give it a good read. Read it once. Read all these six lines. Read all these six lines. Then I hope you guys understood, right? So what this indentation is, you see, just like C programming, we don't have any fancy syntaxes. Okay, we don't have any curly brackets in order to describe the area. Okay, this is, let's say, area, area to be executed, lines of code. Okay, so what we use is we use something called indentation. We use some spaces. So we are going to give four spaces in order to define the start of the area. And whenever we remove those spaces, that indicates the end of the area. Okay. So you can see start of the area, end of the area. Okay. That would be very easy for you to understand when I write code. But for now, you see, indentation is exactly four spaces or one tab space. If you press on the tab key on your keyboard, that is what indentation is. Ideally, if you use any ideally, Python will do that automatically for you. You can go ahead and observe that, right? So just like C programming has these curly braces, in Python, we don't have them. We have to rely on indentation to define a block of code, grouping a block of code. Okay. So a block generally starts with a indentation, as I told you, with one space. And after writing first line, second line, third line, fourth line, if I want to exit the block, if I don't want to group the next line in this, I'll remove that indentation. Okay, so these four lines are a block. And this space, we call it indentation. Okay, that's it. That's it. It's up to you how much indentation that you want to give, but whatever indentations that you follow, just keep them consistent a little bit, right? So let's go ahead and get started with programming part. Not that much interested in PPTs for telling you what actually the code will do, how to translate it. Let's see the live example. Now, see, coming to this decision control statements or conditional statements. What did I tell you? We have if, you can also call it simple if. Okay. Second one we have is if else. Third one we have is if, elif, elif. You can write as many elifs as you want. And ultimately, you can either end with else or not. That's up to you. And fourth one, we have nested statements. Okay. That can be anything. I'll just leave it out of the video of like the scope of this particular lecture. Done. So when did I tell you to use simple if? If you only have one choice, one decision to make. When should you use if else? If you have two choices. Okay. When you should use if else? When you have more than two. Okay. You can have as many choices as you want. You can check them. Right. So let's get started. Let us say I'll take a number n from the user. N is equal to int of input. I'll ask the user to enter in, right? So I hope you guys are familiar with this by now, right? Do practice every day. Okay, not only here, whatever something new that you are learning, if you practice it, you can easily understand the next lectures. The continuity will be there. Now we have taken in. Now you see, what I want to do is I want to display or I want to check if n is a even number. Okay. Can you tell me how you are able to say a number is even or odd earlier? How you're able to say a number is even or odd earlier? Yes, this one, that is correct. What was the logic? What was the logic behind it? At a fundamental level, what are even numbers? What are odd numbers? Okay. If it is a multiple of two, multiple of two, or if it is divisible by two. Okay. If it's divisible means multiple only, na? Divisible by two. That is what we call as a even number. If you try to convert this particular statement into code, nothing but divisibility. Divisibility means whenever you divide a number with some other number, that should be zero. For example, if I take 18, 18, is it an even number or odd number? Check that out by dividing it with two. Divide that with two. Two nines are. Two nines are 18. So the remainder is 0. So yes, that is divisible by 2. So that is a even number. If I take 21, now can 21 be divided by 2? So we have 2 here, 2 tens are 20. Okay, we are getting 1. It is divided, it can be divided, but it's not perfectly divisible. Perfectly divisible means there will not be any remainder. So if you divide a number with 2 and the remainder is 0, then it is a even number. Otherwise, it is a odd number. Yes, very good. Whatever you said in the chat box, that is correct. So how to check that? Okay. So you see, we have the syntaxes. Let me write the syntax for you. So coming to the syntax of if. So we'll have our if, we'll have a condition or test expression here. You see, this text expression has to give us either true or false. The result will be evaluated as a Boolean value. Okay. And we need to end it with a colon. Give some spaces there, level of indentation. You can write statement 1, statement 2, so on. Okay. Statement 1, statement 2, done. Statement 3, so on you can do. Okay. That's it. So we'll also write one more statement here. Statement 4. Now let's understand about these if else or something a little bit. You will have better idea. You see, inside this parenthesis, you will be placing your condition or expression. Okay. That expression has to ultimately be evaluated as true or false. If the expression is true, the statements inside the if. What are the statements inside the if? You see, I have given some indentation here. These are the three statements inside the if. This is the code block. This is the block. This block will be executed if it is true. If it is true, this block will be executed. If the condition is false, it is not going to execute those statements. It is going to simply skip them. If the condition is false, it is going to skip them. It is going to go to the fourth statement. Okay. So here, this is not present in the block. Why? You see, all these statements, they have a level of indentation. First one has the same indentation. Second one has the same indentation. Third one has the same indentation without any break. So that is a block. This spaces, we call that as indentation. This particular space, we call it as indentation. Okay. Make sure you understand this basic concept, right? So, understood this one? This is clear? Is clear? Right. So now let's go ahead and write the code for it. So first, I need to use the keyword if, open parenthesis, close parenthesis. Inside the open and close parenthesis, I need to write a condition. What is the condition? N modulus 2 double equal to 0. Okay. If n divided by 2 is equal to 0, then have a colon there. If that is true, have some indentation. Inside the if, what do I have to print? I want to print even number. This is my first statement. Okay. I'll maintain the same level of spacing. I'll have my second statement. This is inside if. This is inside if, right? I want to remove that indentation. I want to come back to the same level as if. Okay. So I'll print last line of program. Okay. Outside if, we will say. Last line of program outside if. Now I want you to, okay, analyze, observe, and figure out what I told you. So first we are writing if. This is our condition. Ultimately, what did I tell you? This condition should give us true or false. If this condition is true, what will happen? These two statements will be executed. Why am I pointing these two? Because you see, they're at the same level. They have the same level of indentation. So if it is true, these two statements will be executed. If it is false, these two statements will be skipped and it is going to continue to the next line after that. Now, what is the next line? Fifth line. That is outside if. How am I able to say outside if? You see, we don't have the same level of indentation for them. Okay. Now that is fine. Now let me run this and let me show you the output for this. Now click on run Python file. Run Python file. Now let's see. First, it is going to ask us to enter the value of n. I'll say I'll enter the value of n as 5. What do you think the output is going to be? You should not wait for the machine to answer. What do you think the output is going to be? If I enter n as 5, evaluate. We created these programming languages. Our brain is much more capable, okay, of doing things. So try to be your own compiler. Try to give your own answer. Very good. Last line of the program will be displayed. Why? Why? Because evaluate, evaluate. The things are pretty easy. So n modulus 2, okay, that is 5 modulus 2. The remainder is 1, which is clearly not equal to 0. So what did we get? We get false. Okay. So it will go ahead and execute. It will skip this block. This block will not be executed. So because the condition is false, right? So that's why we are getting it. Now, same code, same code. What if I enter 6? Can you tell me the output for this? Can you tell me the output for this? Can you tell me the output for this? Yes, and yeah, you see, I'll run it, see it for yourself. First, we are getting even number. Next, we are getting this line is inside if. Next, we are getting last line of the program outside it. Okay. Some of you might wonder, so why this fifth line has been executed? You see, the condition is true. So the statements inside if will be executed. So this line is executed, this line is executed. It will come outside if as well. So this line will be also executed. That's in the normal flow. Okay. So what is the only catch here? Whatever statements that you have written inside the if will be executed only if this condition is true. Okay, only if that condition is true, the statements inside if will be executed. Okay, and make sure you have the same indentation level for your code block. If I write indentations in this way, you see indentation doesn't match. They are not at the same level. If I try to run this, it is going to give me an error. What is the error we are getting? Read that error. Indentation error. Unexpected indent. You see, it is saying in line number 4, it did not expect this much of indentation. Okay. So that's one thing. What if I remove the indentation totally? Okay. So Python will always try its level best to convey the error to you. You see, didn't even have any indentation there. So let's wait for it to run. I'll enter the n value. See, even before entering, it is telling me line 3. We have an error at print. What is that indentation error? Why? Expected an indented block after if. It is telling you have used if now. After if, I'm expecting some indentation. There should be some indentation. Then you need to write a statement. Okay. You were not following that. So that is why we are getting this error. That's how it works. Understood? Understood about if? Clear? Understood this indentation thing? Any doubt in this? Clear up to this point? Clear up to this point? Any doubt? Any doubt? Right. Very good. Now let's see. Let's go with if else. You see, we have been only working for even number. If the number is not even, then definitely it's odd. So I have how many choices to make? I have two choices. A number can be either even or odd. So let's go with the else one. Now coming to the syntax of else, you see, after writing if, okay, without any statements in between, you need to have else, and inside else as well, you can have your statements. Okay. So in this manner, and outside of these block, you can have anything. Now, there are three things that are very valuable. I'll tell you three statements about else. Okay. First statement, else will not check any condition, or let's say else does not check any condition. Second statement, okay, else, else is optional. Else is optional, even if you write it or not, that doesn't matter. Third thing is, else is the default case. Else is the default case. What is meant by default case? If none of the conditions above are true by default, else will be executed, right? So if none of the conditions, above are true by default, else will be executed. Okay. So I'll leave you to sync this particular picture in your mind. So take some time to understand it, how we are writing it, how we are writing else. The else will not check any condition. Else is optional. Else is a default case. If none of the conditions are true, by default, else will be executed. Okay, done, clear? Right. So let's understand that with the help of a small example there. Okay, done. Now let's see. I'll cut it out and I'll paste it here. Done. So if this doesn't work, I need to go with else. And same thing, give any level of indentation you want. So if the condition is not true, then obviously if the number is not even, then obviously it is going to be odd number. Obviously it is going to be odd number. Done. So I can also have one more print statement. This is else block. Done. Right. So once we are done with everything, I can also have one more statement to show that the program has been completed. Program is executed. Okay, I'm only writing this for normal purpose. We can also remove this if you want. But now I'll run this. Now what will happen is one of the two outcomes will be executed every time. I'll enter a number. Either I'll get even number, this is inside of in my print statements, like on the screen, or either I'll get odd number, this is inside else block. Okay. There is no chance that I'm going to get all four statements. I'm only going to get two statements. Let us say if I enter five, what is five? Five is an even number or an odd number? Five is an odd number. Okay. How we are figuring it out? We are checking out if it is divisible by two. If it is divisible by two, the remainder is zero. It's not divisible, so we'll get remainder one. So the condition becomes false. So it is going to go ahead and execute else block. It is going to go ahead and execute else block. I hope you remember. What did I tell you about else? Okay, if none of the conditions above are true, by default, else will be executed. If this if is true, then if block will be executed. If the if is false, else block will be executed. Okay, right. So here, what we have written is true or false. Is false. So odd number, this else block will be executed. If I run this, if I enter the value 6, that's even number. Okay, that satisfies the condition. So even number inside if is executed. That's it. That's how simple if else is. That's how simple if else is. Done. So let's go through a bit of visualization for that. We'll see that for this first example. Then let's see that for this first example. Then we can go ahead with the second one. Okay. I think the first one is even or odd. Not even or odd. Let's see. Let's see. So here we have again, as I told you, we have good animated PPTs. Like if this was a class, we would have like entirely went with them. I don't even have to write any code on a code editor generally if we have to do that, right? So let's see. Now coming to the problem statement, that is, we need to write a program to check if the given number is even or odd. Again, say hi to Penguin. So sample example one, as you guys can all see here, we have the sample input 8, and 8 is a even number. We should get the output in that manner. Sample input 2, they have entered 5. We have to print 5 is an odd number. So if they give even number, we need to display it as even. If they give odd number, we need to display it as odd. As simple as that. Now, let's talk about the code. Okay. So let's see. So n is equal to int of input enter n. So we are checking if n is divisible by 2. We are going to print it as even. If n is not divisible by 2, we are going to print it as odd. So first, let's execute the first line. Let's see how it actually works in code. So first line, if we execute it, see, first line, it is going to take the number from the user, convert it into integers, save it inside n. So enter n will be displayed on screen. I have entered 5 in memory at some random memory location, the variable. Okay. So 5 data will be stored inside the variable n. Done. And next, first line has been executed. This is how internally it is going to work in the background. Now, second line, if we go to the second line, now what do we have there? We have a condition. Okay. It is going to check the condition in the if. So if n modulus 2 be double equal to 0, what is n modulus 2? N value is 5. 5 modulus 2. If it is 0, that means it's an even number. If the condition is true, if that condition is true, if block will be executed. If the condition is false, else block will be executed. So 5 modulus 2 is equal to 0. That is false. So which block? We will execute if block or else block. So the condition is false. So we'll go ahead and execute else block. So odd number will be displayed. So n value will be printed first, then comma is odd number will be printed. Now, second case, let us also talk about if the number is even. Okay. If the number is even, same process. We are going to take n value from the user. We are going to convert that into an integer. We are going to store that inside n. So in output, I'll get a prompt enter n. I'll enter 6. Okay. That will be stored inside the variable n. Now I'll check the condition. 6 modulus 2 is even number. If that is true, which block has to be executed? 6 modulus 2 is equal to 0, 0 equal to 0. So that is true. So the condition is true there. So it is going to execute if block. It will not execute else. It is going to skip it. So we will only get if block executed, right? That's it. That is how generally the flow of the program will work. Then I hope you understood this one. Now let us see the second question. Okay, let us see the second question. Now, second question we have is given a number. Okay, I need to check if the number is positive or negative. Okay, so this is the question. So whenever I say write a program, you can use it as WAP. Write a program to check if the given number is positive or negative. Positive or negative. Can you tell me how many conditions we have? Should I use simple if, or should I use if else, or should I use if elif else? So which one should I use? How many conditions, like how many cases I have? How many choices I have here? So which one should I use? Which one should I use? So okay, if else we will go. Let's see. So first, okay. So sir, what is this? I don't even know the sample input and output. It's very easy. You can simply imagine that you can understand it. So let us say I have given you n is equal to 8. Okay. What do you think it is? Is it positive or negative? Simple. It's a positive number. If I give n is equal to minus 5, what do you think it is? Is it a positive or negative? Simple. It is a negative number. Okay. So we have positive number and we have a negative number. Done. So done. Let's see. So let's take the number input. N is equal to int of input. You guys should be very familiar with this by now. Okay. So enter n. So we are going to take the number n as input. Next, what do we have to do? We need to check if the number is positive or negative. So can you tell me what are positive numbers? What are negative numbers? How can we tell them logically? Okay. So think about what are the examples of positive numbers. That those are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, etc. These are called positive. What are negative? -1, -2, -3, -4. So logically, okay, how can I come up with a condition to check? How can I come up with a condition to check? How can I come up with a condition to check? Yes, if a number is greater than 0, that is positive. Less than 0, that is negative. Very good, very good. So you all are familiar with if else. So I'll just quickly write the syntax of it. I'll write if number greater than 0. Okay, and it with a colon, give a good level of indentation. So we are going to print, sorry, positive number. Okay, let me also print the n value. N comma positive number. If that's not the case, okay, else I'll go again. I can give any level of indentation I want because I'm only going to write one statement. N is a negative number. Okay, positive number and negative number. Done. So let's run this. Let's run this, right? So now I'll enter the input before the compiler even executes. I want you to come up with the answer for me. And one more thing, keep in mind, suppress your human emotions. Think about it like a computer. You need to evaluate each and every line. Okay. So you have to answer, just like a machine by evaluating the condition. So let's do this. Let's see. So enter n. So I have entered n value as 5. What do you think the output is going to be? What do you think the output is going to be? N is 5. What's the output? Yes, yes, yes. Yes, positive number. Very good. Right, good. Now, what about -9? What about -9? What about -9? What about -9? Yes, yes, very good, very good. Negative number. Now, now, let me clear all this. Now is the fun part. Okay. What if I enter n value as 0? Tell me the answer. What is the output? What is the output? What is the output? So, yeah, remember one more tip. Suppress your human emotions. Okay. Be a machine. Be a machine. Answer like a machine. Execute line by line. You see, the keep the basics simple. Keep the basics simple. Right? If you remember, I gave you three things about else. Else will not check any condition. Else is optional. Else is default case. Right? And if is false, by default, else will be executed. I hope you remember that. Done. So if I run this, okay, generally zero is neither positive nor negative. But did you provide the option? No. So here the first thing is we have a logical error. So we have three outcomes, but you only have given two outcomes here. So zero is neither positive nor negative. The system will not think, okay, he has written conditions for two of these. I will add one more line, okay, saying it's neither positive nor negative. No, it will not do anything like that. It is going to follow your instructions. So if I run this, I'll not get any error. See what I'm getting? I'm getting zero is a negative number. Zero is a negative number. Why? Why? Because here, if you evaluate this condition, zero greater than zero, okay, which is false. So if the condition inside if is false, what will happen? By default, else will be executed. So what do we have to do here? What do we have to do? We need to add one more condition to check if it is zero. So we need to go with elif and is equal to zero. Same thing, same syntax of the other ones. So we need to go with elif, write one statement inside of it. Okay. So neither positive nor negative, you can say. Neither positive nor negative. Okay, so we have added one more condition. How can we add one more condition? By using elif. You need to write elif in between if and else. Okay, if elif, you can write as many elifs as you want. Okay, you can end it with a else or you can end it with a elif if you want. You see, if I enter 5, false to number. If I enter minus 7, negative number. If I enter 0, you see neither positive nor negative. Okay, I hope you understood these three statements. Let me show them practically to you. If you see, if I try to check the condition inside else, n less than 0, negative number, because it's giving me an underline. You can also see in the file name we have an error. If I try to run this, okay, it will throw an error like after the keyword else, it is only expecting a column. Is it is pointing out to the opening brackets. It is saying syntax error after the keyword else. It only expects a column. Okay. So else will not check any condition. Okay. And what did I tell you? What did I tell you? One more statement about else. That is else is optional. So if I don't write it, I can also go with elif. Elif n less than 0. You see, did I write any else here? Or during writing if statements, did we write any else? No. Else is optional. If you want to write it, you can write it. Otherwise, not needed. So now run this. See, it will run absolutely fine. Same as before. It will run absolutely fine. Same as before. Okay. So if I enter n value is 5, you see 5 is positive number. If I enter n value as -6, negative number, n value as 0, neither positive nor negative. So is else mandatory? No. Else is optional. Okay. Else will check any condition? No. Else will not check any condition. So what will else do? When all the statements above else are false, okay, when the given number is not greater than 0, given number is not equal to 0, by default, the else block will be executed. That is how it is. Then that is a default case. It is a default case. Right? That's it. That is about else. Okay. Now, now let's go ahead and see one more program and we are good to go for today. Okay, we'll try to end it in 1.5 hour duration. Trying very hard to end it in 1 hour, but yes, not possible for me. Let's see. I hope this is even out, but I hope this is, yeah, biggest of two. Biggest of two. Yes, biggest of two. Right. Now, let us see the problem statement first. So, coming to the problem statement, we have here is we need to find biggest of two numbers. Okay. So, how many outcomes do you think we'll have? Biggest of two numbers. Which one should we should use? We should use simple if else, or we should use if else, or nested if, or anything else in your mind. Which one you should use? Biggest of biggest of two numbers. How many outcomes do you think we'll have? How many outcomes? How many outcomes? Right, right. So let's see. Let's figure out how many outcomes we'll have. So let's see the first example. Okay, let's understand it with the help of examples. Let us say I have given you two numbers. Okay, so I have given you A and I have given you B. So which one is big? Obviously, A is big. 5 is greater than 3. So we need to print it as 5 is big. Now let's see second example. One more example. So we have given A equal to 3 and B equal to 8. Okay, so which one is big? 8 is big. So B is big. So I have given you two numbers. We have one outcome where A is big. We have the other outcome where B is big. And we have one more outcome that is A and B, both of them can be equal as well. Okay, so you need to also consider that one. So how many outcomes we have? Three outcomes. And we need to place all those three outcomes inside one condition. So inside if A greater than B, if A is greater than B, I need to execute A is big. If A is equal to B, I need to execute A and B are equal. If none of those are true, then obviously B is big. You can also write a elif if you want, but we can keep it as else because there is no other outcome left. We only had three. We have written conditions for two. Remaining will go into the default block. Okay, by default, B is big if both the conditions are not true. Now let's check it out. This is same as previous one. Okay, so first let's execute the first time, taking an integer input and storing it inside A. So I'll get the prompt enter A. I have entered A as 3. Okay, inside my memory, A will be stored as 3. Now running the next one. So B will be executed and B, I have taken it as 5. So inside B, inside my memory, B will be stored. Next one, it will execute the next line. Okay, this is important. You see how the duck is coming out. Okay, this is interesting. Even the duck is interested. So I want you to focus as well. If A is greater than B, is A greater than B? Is it true or false? Is it true or false? What do you think is A greater than B? True or false? True or false? Obviously, it is false. 3 is not greater than 5. So that is false. So what it will do, it will skip the if block. It is not going to execute the statements inside it. It will go to the next condition to check. Elif. Okay. I hope you all, if you know Telugu. So ఒకవేళ ఇదైతే ఇది కాకపోతే ఎలిఫ్ అది కాకపోతే ఎలిఫ్ ఏది కాకపోతే ఎల్స్ యూ కెన్ ట్రాన్స్లేట్ ఇన్ దట్ వే ట్రాన్స్లేట్ ఇఫ్ ఎలిఫ్ ఎల్స్ ఇన్ యువర్ లోకల్ లాంగ్వేజ్ ఇఫ్ ఒకవేళ అగర్ ఓకే సో ఎలిఫ్ అది కాకపోతే ఏది కాకపోతే else. So if is not working, so it will move ahead to elif. It will check if A and B are equal. Is A and B are equal? No, 3 is not equal to 5. The condition is also false. So adi kaadu, then what it will go? It will again go ahead to the default casing. We don't have any conditions to check. Obviously, A is not greater than B, A is not equal to B. So by default, B is the bigger element. So what will happen? So B is the bigger element. 5 is big will be printed. Okay, that's it. That is the first case. Let us see one more case. Okay, let's understand the code a little bit better. Right, so same thing, same code we have, and first we are going to take a value. Say a value this time, I'll take it as 5. B value, I'll take it as 3. Sorry, there is a small error in execution. So again, the duck is interested. So 5 greater than 3. Is it true or false? Yes, that is true. The condition is true. So what will happen? The statement inside, okay, the if block will be executed. So we will get that a value, okay, that is 5 is bit printed. Okay, we have some error. Don't worry about it. Ignore that. Now, the main point is after executing a block, we had 3 outcomes. Only one of them will be executed. If is executed, that's it. It will not even go ahead and check elif and else. It is going to stop it. If you remember the flow charts, okay, generally, when you have started learning programming, people would be showing you these flow charts, the flow of the program, right? So this is how it is going to look like. For if, we'll have a condition, we will execute a block of statements if the condition is true. Otherwise, we will skip that block. We will go ahead with executing the rest of the code. Now, coming to if else, okay, coming to if else, the flow chart is a bit different, right? It is going to check a condition. If the condition is true, it is going to execute if block statements. If the condition is false, it is going to execute else block statements. And again, it is going to go ahead and continue with the rest of the code. Next step, we have if elif else. So what will happen if elif else? It is going to check a condition. Okay, if the condition is true, it is going to execute that block. Otherwise, it will go ahead and check the next one, and it will keep on repeating until one of the conditions is true, or by default, else block will be executed. That is the default case for it. Okay, that's it. That is about today's session. I hope you got a little bit idea about conditional statements, and we are done with all the programs of conditional statements. We have seen even or odd, we have seen biggest of two numbers, we have seen positive, negative. These will be enough. These will be enough. Okay. The base concept that you need to get is indentation, how indentation is working, how if else, if elif else, when to make that choice, and how to write the syntax, how to maintain that indentation. Okay. So that will be enough. As I told you, quality over quantity. I hope you understood and enjoyed today's session. And tomorrow we are going to officially start the loops. I would generally consider that as the start of programming, and you will be amazed with the type of work we did with loops. Don't miss the session tomorrow. Okay. And tomorrow's timings will be a bit different. Saturday, I have another session scheduled. Okay. So timings will be a bit different. That will be it for today. Let me know if you have any doubts. I'll answer them. Otherwise, we can close it. So tomorrow is going to be a very good session. Don't miss the live. And session timings will change a bit. We'll mail you the timings, and we'll also keep you good reminders in WhatsApp. Okay. So mostly we'll start at 6 o'clock. That's it. That's it for today. I hope you enjoyed today's session. Let me know if you have any doubts. Yeah. Then I'll see you tomorrow. Okay. Bye bye. Don't miss tomorrow's session. You will understand loops. I'll teach you loops like no one has taught you before. Okay. Bye bye. I'll see you tomorrow.